A captivating contradiction exists. As we age, our words may become fewer, but the willingness of others to hear our stories grows significantly. As we age, language transforms from a means of argumentation into a vessel for sharing experiences. They embody the essence of character, life experiences, and profound wisdom. A genuinely wise elder understands the importance of timing in conversation, recognizing when to share their thoughts and when to remain silent, thereby upholding their dignity. How about you? Have you ever found it surprising that your words seem to lack the impact they once had at this stage of life? Have you ever found yourself weary from the endless cycle of justifying your choices, striving to maintain harmony, or wearing a facade to sidestep disagreements? Have you ever considered whether, perhaps unknowingly, your words might lead others to perceive you as less credible? Embracing the later years of life offers a wonderful opportunity to experience tranquility, insight, and purpose in every conversation you engage in. At times, words spoken may diminish in significance, while in other moments, silence can emerge as the most profound demonstration of elegance and understanding. In this video, we will delve into 6 statements that a discerning elder would refrain from expressing, and the 6th point might transform your self-perception. Before we start, I would really appreciate it if you like this video. You can also help me continue spreading these timeless lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos. If you like this video, leave a comment with the number 1. If you don't, comment with the number 0 so I can improve future videos. Now let's get started. 1. At this stage in life, I feel unproductive. One of the most subtly harmful statements a senior can express is, "At my age, I'm useless." It may be perceived as a lighthearted jest accompanied by a faint chuckle, or perhaps it emerges during a fleeting moment of uncertainty. However, as time passes, those words not only mirror the way others perceive you, but they also begin to influence your own self-image. When you begin to doubt your own worth, it seems the world is quick to echo that sentiment. Consider Mr. Allen, 75, a retired mechanic hailing from Wisconsin. He resides independently in a humble home, prepares his own meals, and dedicates his afternoons to his garage, where he enjoys working on vintage radios and guitars. On a warm summer evening, a gathering of local teenagers strolled past and caught the sound of him playing a classic blues melody on his porch. Intrigued, they paused to hear more. One individual inquired, "Do you offer guitar lessons?" Allen chuckled and replied, "Only if you're open to gaining insights from someone with a wealth of experience." A few weeks later, that porch transformed into the most surprising gathering spot in the neighborhood. Twice a week, he offered complimentary lessons, encompassing not only music but also the virtues of patience, concentration, and the journey of life. "They believe I'm the one imparting guitar skills," he remarked once, "but in truth, they're the ones guiding me back to a sense of vitality that embodies the subtle strength that comes with age, experience, depth, and a rich tapestry of narratives that surpass any written work." Experts in psychology describe the notion of considering oneself as worthless as a form of self-fulfilling prophecy. When you feel that your worth has diminished, your actions begin to reflect that sentiment. You begin to disengage, shying away from new experiences, and gradually distancing yourself from the world around you. However, the reality is that you are not without value. You are truly one of a kind. Your experiences are uniquely yours, shaped by moments that no one else has encountered, and you possess insights that only you can share. Being of value doesn't always involve ambitious pursuits or physical challenges. It can simply mean providing a compassionate ear, imparting knowledge, narrating experiences, or being present for someone who requires support. Your presence, your attention, and your heart hold great significance, now and forever. If you've ever found yourself thinking, "I'm too old to contribute," consider this a gentle reminder. Your age does not determine your value. Rather, it is your decisions that matter. You possess the ability to engage, contribute, and motivate others, not out of obligation, but out of possibility. Your journey is far from over. 2. The moment is now. One of the quickest ways to create distance between yourself and your children or grandchildren, often without awareness, is by proclaiming, "Back in my day, we did things right." At first glance, it may seem innocuous, perhaps even a touch boastful. However, for the listener, particularly someone from a younger generation striving to navigate a world that contrasts sharply with the one you experienced, it may come across as quite jarring. It seems as though all their current efforts in the ways they are navigating their own paths are somehow falling short. Senior individuals frequently possess a rich reservoir of knowledge and insight. Your experiences are vast, your journey rich, and your insights offer perspectives that the younger generation has yet to consider. However, when that wisdom is perceived as judgment or comparison, it can build a barrier instead of fostering connection. While you may believe you are offering advice, what they perceive is actually criticism. Then, without warning, the conversation comes to a halt. Not due to a lack of concern, but rather because they feel their voices are not being acknowledged. At the age of 78, John had transitioned into retirement after a fulfilling career as an engineer, where he held a deep appreciation for discipline and dedication in his work. His grandson Kyle was pursuing a degree in digital art at college, a field that John found somewhat perplexing. "Back in my time, we put in the effort with our own hands," John would frequently remark. Genuine work didn't consist of being glued to a computer screen all day long. Kyle chose not to engage in disputes. Instead, he simply ceased discussing his job. The quiet deepened, and in that moment, John came to understand that he was more familiar with Kyle's past than with the aspirations that filled his present. That was more painful than he had anticipated. Experts refer to this phenomenon as generation gap bias, the tendency to evaluate contemporary values, lifestyles, and priorities based on historical perspectives. It's a normal part of life. It originates from a deep sense of pride and a desire to safeguard. However, it can create a sense of inadequacy in those you care about, leaving them feeling as though they can never quite reach the mark, regardless of their efforts. That is not the kind of legacy that many seniors aspire to create. Embracing the present does not require you to forsake the past. Embracing your grandchildren's music, interests, or even their challenges does not imply that you are conceding. It signifies that you are allowing room, a place for bonding, for development, for shared appreciation. It is possible to convey your values, lessons, and stories, approaching it with a sense of curiosity rather than engaging in comparison. The wisest seniors understand that their approach is just one of many possibilities. Inquisitive minds seek answers. They acquire knowledge. They remain accessible, not to alter their essence, but to maintain a bond with the world surrounding them, particularly with those they cherish the most. Ultimately, the aim is not to demonstrate that your era was superior. The aim is to ensure that the moments you experience today are enriched with significant dialogues, joyful exchanges, and enduring connections. That only occurs when you release the notion of "back in my day" and begin to express curiosity by saying, "Tell me more about your experiences." 3. I feel like I'm unable to acquire new knowledge these days. As we grow older, a subtle sense of acceptance often weaves its way into our words. One of the most restrictive statements we can make is, "I can no longer learn anything new." It appears innocuous, perhaps even modest, yet beneath the surface lies a conviction that the opportunities for growth, exploration, and evolution have come to an end. That mindset not only limits opportunities for acquiring new skills, it gradually shuts the door to happiness, exploration, and meaningful relationships. In reality, the pursuit of knowledge is not confined by the passage of time. It all revolves around one's mindset. When you express that learning is beyond your reach, you are not safeguarding yourself from the possibility of failure. You are missing out on valuable opportunities for exploration, uncovering fresh interests, forging new connections, and exploring aspects of yourself that remain uncharted. Each time you embark on a new endeavor, regardless of its size, you communicate to your mind, "I am still here, and I have more to offer." Consider Margaret, an 80-year-old resident of Oregon. Until her granddaughter gifted her a smartphone for her birthday, she had never owned one. Initially, she placed it on the table as if it were an unfamiliar item. "It seems rather intricate," she would remark. One afternoon, as she observed the gentle light cascading over her kitchen counter, a thought crossed her mind. That scene would capture beautifully in a photograph. With a sense of determination, she grasped the phone, her fingers trembling slightly as she navigated to the camera app and captured the moment. It may not have been flawless, yet it ignited a sense of inspiration within her. From that moment forward, Margaret embarked on a journey to master photography using her phone. She engaged in online tutorials, became a member of a local photography club for seniors, and even launched an Instagram account. Her photographs, rich in warmth, texture, and subtle beauty, started to resonate with others. What began as "I'm too old for this" transformed into "I can't believe I waited so long." She not only acquired a new skill, but she also found a deeper sense of herself. Research supports this assertion. Our minds continue to possess the ability to learn and create new connections even as we age. It is referred to as neuroplasticity, the mind's capacity for adaptation and development. Engaging with new experiences can lead to improved memory, enhanced mood, and a deeper sense of purpose. If you've ever thought to yourself, "I'm too old to learn that," take a moment to reconsider. Consider this: is it genuinely accurate? Could it be that fear is simply disguised as humility? What if the new endeavor you explore doesn't need to be grand or remarkable? What if it simply needs to evoke a sense of vitality within you? Because here lies a wonderful reality. As long as you maintain your curiosity, age is just a number. As long as you are open to new experiences, you continue to evolve. Growth, regardless of age, marks the start of something positive. Feel free to inquire, embrace your errors, and find humor in your own journey. That's not merely acquiring knowledge. That's truly experiencing life. 4. Indeed, I have the freedom to choose my own way of living. Many older adults often express a phrase, accompanied by a sigh and a weary smile. "It's all right, I'll navigate through life in my own way." At first glance, it appears to be a form of acceptance. However, if you pay attention, what often resonates beneath those words is a subtle resignation, a relinquishing of hope, a feeling that life has ceased to demand effort, as if, perhaps, deep within, you've begun to accept that it no longer holds significance. However, there is an important point to consider. It is important, not solely for those in your vicinity, but for your own benefit as well. Prioritizing your well-being, your body, your mind, your spirit, is not about pursuing youth or seeking validation from others. It revolves around honoring one another, honoring the journey you've taken and the moments that lie ahead. When individuals express sentiments like, "I'll eat whatever I'm old," or "I don't need to exercise anymore," what they are truly conveying is a loss of faith in the value of their health and the effort it requires. That does not reflect true wisdom. That is fatigue. That makes perfect sense. Life can be quite demanding. However, neglecting your well-being only intensifies that fatigue. Harold, 77, expressed those very sentiments following the loss of his beloved wife. He ceased cooking, halted his walks, and lost interest in the small routines that once provided his day with structure. He shared with his daughter, "I'm simply waiting for my turn." One morning, after a challenging struggle to rise from bed due to a painfully stiff back, he gazed into the mirror and realized, "This is not the person I aspire to be." A brief moment of sincerity ignited a subtle transformation. He chose not to completely transform his life. He began with simple steps, gentle morning stretches, a leisurely walk around the neighborhood, and preparing a wholesome breakfast. Gradually, he found his vitality once more. His spirits lifted. He began participating in a weekly yoga class designed for older adults. "It's not merely about extending one's years," he remarked. "It's about making the most of the time I have available." Research indicates that the decisions we make each day, what we consume, how we engage in physical activity, and how we take time to relax significantly influence our overall quality of life, regardless of age. True wisdom in aging goes beyond mere survival. It's about flourishing in the moments you've cherished. If you found yourself thinking that it doesn't matter how you live now, take a moment to pause. Consider this. What would shift in your life if you truly believed that you still deserve to feel good, to wake up energized, and to navigate your day with grace? Imagine if nurturing your body became a celebration of self-respect rather than a tedious task. In reality, living well transcends mere appearances. It centers around respect and honor. It's about expressing one's significance. I remain present, and I am committed to supporting myself. That's not surrendering. That exemplifies the application of wisdom. 5. Some expressions may appear lighthearted at first glance, yet they conceal a profound sorrow underneath. One of those is that there seems to be a lack of interest. It serves as a protective barrier, designed to safeguard the heart from the pain of abandonment or being overlooked. Ironically, that very shield can lead to feelings of loneliness, silence, and a growing distance from the meaningful connections you genuinely deserve. Numerous seniors bear a silent ache, a sense of being overlooked, a reluctance to trouble their children, a desire not to impose on their friends, and an unwillingness to voice their struggles as they feel that no one truly pays attention. Thus, they fall into silence. They withdraw into themselves. They tend to share less, have lower expectations, and are less inclined to open up. Over time, they start to seem increasingly remote to those in their vicinity. It's not that people lack concern, rather they may be unaware of your need to share your voice. Mr. Tam, age 74, resides in a vibrant senior community in California. During the weekly group meeting, he tends to remain the reserved participant. As others recount tales of family, joys, and concerns, he offers a warm smile and attentive ear. He once remarked, "I'm accustomed to it. No matter what I might say, it seems unlikely that anyone would truly pay attention." During a conversation about the worries that plague individuals at night, someone turned to him and asked, "Mr. Tam, what about you? What occupies your thoughts?" After a prolonged silence, he finally started to share his thoughts, reflecting on the absence of his beloved wife who has passed away, reflecting on the profound sense of loneliness that enveloped him whenever his children reached out solely for assistance, reflecting on the extended evenings spent in solitude, where conversation feels like a distant memory. All at once, the room was enveloped in silence. Subsequently, one after another, others began to share their thoughts, engaging, reassuring, uniting. On that particular day, Mr. Tam found himself as the final person to depart. As he was leaving, he softly remarked, "I never expected anyone to truly pay attention." In the realm of psychology, when an individual feels that no one cares, they may slip into a victim mentality. This creates a cycle of self-isolation, further intensifying their sense of loneliness. However, the reality is that many individuals do care. They simply may not realize that their support is needed. They will remain unaware unless you choose to share with them. Sharing your thoughts and feelings is a sign of strength. It requires bravery. It enables others to grasp your essence, to forge connections with you, and to appreciate you for your authentic self. It's perfectly fine not to have every answer at your fingertips. There's no requirement to exhibit strength constantly. What truly matters is your honesty. At times, a heartfelt sentence can serve as the connection to the meaningful, compassionate, and affectionate relationships that remain within your reach, even at 70, 80, or beyond. 6. I embrace my age and accept myself as I am. Many of us have likely encountered, or perhaps even casually uttered, a phrase that appears straightforward at first glance, yet holds a deeper significance beneath its surface. At this stage in life, I find that whatever suits me is perfectly acceptable. It's the sort of thing that comes to mind when someone seeks your thoughts, encourages you to select a dish, proposes a brief excursion, or even presents you with a thoughtful token. In a moment of routine, courtesy, or perhaps a reluctance to appear discerning due to age, you find yourself stepping back, shrugging, and uttering, "Whatever suits me just fine." Is that genuinely how you feel? Or perhaps beneath the surface, do you still hold on to preferences, desires, and emotions? Have you simply lost the ability to express them? As we grow older, it becomes common for many to prioritize the needs of others, to maintain harmony, and to follow the flow. Gradually, we drift away from the understanding that we possess the freedom to make our own choices. You can choose your own seat, enjoy any meal you desire, dress in your preferred style, and embrace the lifestyle that suits you best. As you navigate through this journey, your needs may start to fade from the awareness of those around you. This isn't due to a lack of concern, but rather because you've inadvertently shown them that it's not necessary to inquire. At the age of 78, Lon resides in San Jose, sharing her home with her daughter and 2 beloved grandchildren. At every mealtime, I find myself asking, "What would you like to eat, Mom?" She consistently responds with, "Anything is fine," as long as everyone is content. Initially, people perceived her as simply laid back. One day, she experienced a mild allergic reaction to a dish that didn't appeal to her, and the doctor kindly advised her, "It's important to voice your concerns if something doesn't agree with you. It's important to express yourself and not hold back for the comfort of others." That moment left her profoundly affected. It wasn't solely due to the health scare. She came to understand that she had devoted years to prioritizing others, to the point where she had lost touch with her own needs and desires. Embracing the later years of life is an opportunity to shine brightly and share one's unique narrative. This is the next chapter of your journey, a time when you have a deeper understanding of yourself, where you have the freedom to decide how you want to live, and where embracing self-love becomes not just a privilege, but an essential duty. There's no need to settle for anything less than what truly resonates with you, regardless of your age. It's perfectly fine to indulge in your favorite dishes, explore beloved destinations, don the colors that uplift your spirit, and express your genuine feelings. As you continue your journey, embracing each day with purpose is the most honorable way to celebrate the life you have. Individuals of wisdom do not rely on others to affirm their value. They embrace each day as a chance to create meaningful experiences, to embrace authenticity, to achieve completeness, to truly express their essence. Regardless of whether you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or even older, you continue to hold that right. It's not about achieving something monumental, but rather about embracing a life that is authentic, unapologetic, unwavering, and bold. Your journey remains central to your narrative, and the upcoming chapter is undoubtedly deserving of your pen. As we journey through life, there comes a time when we no longer feel the need to win debates, seek approval from others to affirm our correctness, or strive to satisfy everyone's expectations. What seniors genuinely require is to exist in harmony with their true selves, not for the sake of others, but because they rightfully deserve it. To achieve this, the initial step involves releasing the subtle, understated phrases we often use that gradually diminish our sense of self each day. You hold value and purpose. You are timeless. There is no need to diminish your true self or remain quiet in order to receive love. Each decision you take, every idea that crosses your mind, and every word you utter holds significance, as long as you have faith in it. Embracing the later years is merely another chapter in the adventure of life. This chapter is the most profound and deeply reflective. Moreover, if you decide, it can also be the most exquisite. If this video resonated with you, please leave a comment with the number 2 to let me know you're here, sharing in this experience as well. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this with someone special, so we can navigate this chapter of life together, embracing wisdom, dignity, and strength.